really thrilled with the win tonight on Sholkoff Field. I thought that our second half performance was really critical. Certainly Canisius played a great game, and they've got a number of marquee players. I think we're struggling to contain Eric Evans, and their number 24 had a nice game as well, Taylor. But really proud of how Cornell handled themselves. I think there were a lot of times where we had to stay composed. Certainly when they pulled their goalkeeper at the end of the game, that's the first time we've seen that probably in Liv's whole career, and certainly we don't see that often with the extra defender on the field. So really pleased that our attackers stayed composed, and we're still able to score a couple open net goals there at the end.
Coach, going off that at halftime, what kind of things did you say or kind of adjustments did you make in the locker room? Because it was very apparent that you were able to find the holes and kind of get more goals as opposed to the first half. What kind of changed for you?
Well, I think we kind of settled in a little bit, and we held some possessions a bit more. I think in the second half, early on in the first half, we tried to push some transition looks that didn't always work out for us, and we fed on top of the crease, and we threw some feeds. I think someone threw one to Liv, and she was past a good point for her to get the best shot off, and so we just weren't we weren't being disciplined. I didn't think as much in the first half. So second half, I was much more pleased with what the looks that we got in the offensive end.
Did you feel like you asserted your size advantage? You have a little bit of a size advantage inside on them, and did you think that? Do you agree with that? And did you kind of feel like inside you were able to get some good shot chances?
Yeah, we may have had a bit of a size advantage. I think some of our players, I know Amy Dixon, isn't particularly tall, but she was able to maneuver in there a few times in the second half as well. And, Liv certainly got the height in the offensive end for us, but I think mostly it was being a bit more patient, getting a few more passes so that their zone would be able by scrambling to come back in, and that way we could handle the pass and then finish. So. To me, it was more about the number of passes in the offense and the way that we set ourselves up to take the shot.
Olivia, Joey, if you guys, this question for both of you, if you just describe the emotion of this game, getting to this point and playing your first NCAA tournament game?
After 4 years, it definitely feels good to be at this point. So I know we were really focused on putting our best out there, and it was definitely a little rocky at first, but we pulled together at halftime in our locker room. We really looked at each other and we said, we need to do this for each other. We need to dig in. We need to be patient. We need to do the little things correctly. And so looking to each other, I think we really pulled through because we've been working so long for this. It feels really good to be here. We need to show that.
I think going off that, we always go into these new seasons with a brand new mentality, a fresh start. And I think Canisius did a really good job of kind of taking that into mind and playing really hard. And, the past doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we did in the Ivy League tournament. It doesn't matter what we did in the regular season. It matters right now. It's one and done. And I think it was very, very neck and neck in the first half. But like Liv said, we really rallied together, got support from inside, from our teammates. And we did a really, really great job taking care of our possessions on offense, working hard on the draw control, playing really great defense like we have all season, and it translated into a win.
Coach Evans is the number 2 scorer in the nation. Just what did you like about what your defense did to keep her from doing more damage?
Well, I think you probably saw we tried a few different defensive looks on her. In particular, we started the game in a face guard and tried to deny her the ball a little bit, but she's so fast and she was able to get some cuts in there against the face guard. So we went away from that strategy a little bit, and then we threw our backer zone against them a little bit, and I thought that had some success as well. That left her a little more free at times, but I still think it's a good defensive look for us. And then after the halftime, I think our strategy was to try to put one of our best defenders, Katie Smith, on her, number 11. So it was like 11 against 11. It was a nice little match up there. But I thought Katie was really good at trying to stay disciplined and try to force her back to her right hand a bit more. She's very strong lefty, and when she's able to beat you to that left side, she's real dangerous. Certainly she got us in transition with her speed, and I think that's what sets her apart, honestly, and why she's a top scorer in the country is not only is she strong lefty, but she's just lightning fast. So, it was a handful. She was a handful.
Liv, either positive or negative, I know the game just ended, but what can you kind of take from this, kind of looking back, to bring into Sunday's game to kind of push forward, like I said, whether, things you did right, things you could work on?
I think definitely in this game we came out flat, and it showed that at halftime, it was all tied up, and we were, pretty angry at ourselves. We haven't let that many goals being scored on us in the first half in a really long time. So we know that we can't come out flat. UMass is a really good team. We got to watch a little bit of their game versus Princeton, and so we can't wait until halftime to look to each other for that support. We need to start the game with that fire and that determination, and I think if we do that, there's no one that can stop us.